Hello, I'm CammyG, and welcome back to our Fortnite Save the World quest videos, where we are doing a venture video today. So we are on the second quest for ventures. So this is storm battles, where we have to do an eliminate and collect and a destroy the encampment. So we can start with a destroy the encampment here, and then we can go ahead and do this eliminate and collect up here. So we're in a good spot for the encampment mission. The eliminate and collect might be a bit harder, depending on whether we find teammates or not. We can do the encampment one without teammates, though, I think. Although the top encampments might give us a bit of a challenge, but we can at least do the 5 that we need to complete the mission, and then we can give it a go on the other ones. But if we do find it too challenging, I can just cut out the rest of the mission where, I'm just stood there doing nothing, and then move on to the next mission. But yeah, we'll start with the encampment one if it ever loads. And we can test out our Teddy on there. So again, we don't really have any other heroes that have modifiers for the Teddy, so we don't have any extra perks for it. We've just got the extra duration. But thankfully, since I leveled up our Grizzly Boy to power level 2, or evolve level 2, what the term for that is, just increasing the evolution, we now get the Commander Plus perk, which increases the duration by 12 seconds instead of 4. So it's going to last an entire 8 seconds more, which is very useful, especially when it comes to those harder encampments. And we've got a few people joined as well. They must have joined the mission as we were loading in, so that's handy. We should be good to go then for this. I'm going to collect this fragment. And let's go. For the first encampment, we don't need to use a Teddy. We can just shoot them. There's barely any spawn. The other person didn't get the memo though. They put their Teddy down. It's really not that deep on the first one. There's like 5 enemies. And if we find the next one... So if you don't know, in encampments, there's a huge beam of light coming from the next active one, so you can track it down. So... after every encampment, you can just look to the sky and see where the beam's coming from. Obviously, you can't always see it if there's a building next to you or something, so you can use process of elimination to figure out which direction it's from, though. If you can't see it in 3 directions, it must be in the 4, and so on. So we might want to use our Teddy for this one, but I might just save it again, because there's not that many enemies, although they are big boys. Yeah, we'll put it down. Why not? What's useful to do as well is if you have a Teddy like this, stand far away from it, because then with the shielded enemies, they will show their back to the Teddy as they come towards you, and the Teddy can shoot them. Otherwise, the Teddy cannot aim through the little peephole where their eyes are. Like, obviously you can do that as the player, but the Teddy won't be able to aim through that hole. It doesn't have the expertise. But obviously, like here, we can shoot him through there. Though it does limit the damage sometimes, depending on what gun you're using, because with a shotgun, obviously, the pellets spread, and so some hit the shield instead of space, so you do less damage. So you might want to use like a sniper, just one shot through there, do huge damage. Right, where's the next one? I can just see it over there. Hopefully it comes through in the video that you can see the beam. It's obviously harder with YouTube compression than it is when you're actually playing. And, oh, a daily quest. Progress there with another industrial zone. Oh, see, this is kind of annoying when it's inside like a building like this, because the enemies are going to spawn slightly outside of the building as well. So what can be useful is to just break open the building a bit if you can. Obviously, easier done with an Outlander with the anti-material punch, or even easier if you've got going commando and you're using that as your soldier build. You can just tear the building up in a matter of seconds. So definitely makes the mission easier if you have that, because look for this, that guy was outside the building, for example, and now my Teddy's going to go away before the next wave starts, which is kind of annoying. Not much we can do about that. What would be useful here is if I had my ground pound ability. Here we go. Oh yeah, and then like I said, we can use the sniper in the peephole. 2-shot him. Lovely stuff. Alright. Before we start this next one, I might see if I have a launcher. I do. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to pop the sniper in the second slot so we can still have that if there are any shielder boys. Not sure what the rest of the guys are doing in this mission, but we're going to power through because we are doing the mission. At least with them in the mission, we have an increased power level overall. Now that increase isn't as big when you're in this sort of level because the power level that you give to other players does increase as you increase in power level. So when you're in like Twine, you lend more to your teammates. Whereas in Stonewood, if we can see, I've gone from 26 to 29, which isn't really that much of a difference. Every little does help though. This is Tesco advert, apparently. Any non-British viewers will probably not understand that, but don't worry about it. It's just a slogan for a supermarket. Alright. Not too bad so far. Although we're getting more big enemies, which can be a bit annoying. Because our Teddy is not, as I say, any more damaging or anything. We don't have, increased Teddy damage as a perk yet or anything, so I'm looking forward to when we can unlock that sort of thing and get some Teddy builds going. Definitely missing some of those perks from my main account. But yeah, until we unlock those, we're just stuck with the regular Teddy, which is still decent. It does passive damage as you're playing, so you can damage the enemies with your guns, and your Teddy can then swipe them up as well. If I shoot this guy in the face, hope stuff. Ooh, the third wave. We're on to 3 waves already on these. Now, after we've done this encampment, we have actually completed the mission technically, but obviously there's 15 minutes left, and we don't really want to be sitting around for 15 minutes. That is a waste of everyone's time. Let's go ahead and snipe this guy, and then that guy. Someone's finally joining with the mission. I guess they might have their own quests around the map to find supplies or whatever, the quest might be. Let's see if we can find the beam. So generally at the very start, I'm typically the only one that's doing the encampment. I like to prioritize the mission. And then by the end, you have like all 4 of you popping Teddies down or going commando or whatever, and the waves go so much easier. But yeah, that guy joined for 1, and then he's making his way over here, it looks like. That's good. As I say, these encampments aren't as hard as they are in the higher levels, thankfully. In the higher levels, you get more takers. We do have 1 here, so it's not super easy. These guys got extra resources. I did obviously wait until he'd picked up as much as he could, and then I can go ahead and pick up any extra wood, metal and stuff. Might as well. It's just going to go to waste on the floor, so why not, eh? Have a piece of corn while waiting for him to spawn. It's also nice to get some more team perks, because there is a team perk to reduce ability cooldowns, so our Teddy would come back faster. So that's an important one to get, because at the moment we have Long Arm of the Law, which is really not that useful unless you're farming missions, I guess. It's kind of useful for clearing out buildings at the start of a mission, if you want to build around the objective, for example, but other than that, it's pretty useless, to be honest. And sometimes it just ends up making me destroy stuff that I didn't want to destroy, so I might actually take it off, but then I feel like I'm wasting my team perk slot, so I don't know. Just want to unlock some more. I didn't realise you only started with the 4, like literally just 1 for each class. Hopefully we unlock some from quests and stuff. I think some were limited time event stuff, so I'm hoping they've put them with another way to get them. The guy's just shooting the enemy instead of the shielder. Fair enough. Not everyone knows about shielders. It's not explicitly explained in the game, I don't think, onto how they work, so can't blame them too much. And I have no rockets left. I could craft some. It's just whether I want to craft some or not. Ooh, the taker came from my life, but I killed him. Oh, okay, that's missed. This person's wolf doing more damage than they are, I think. How much would it be to craft some? See, I don't have loads of residue. I could craft some, but I don't really think it's necessary, especially if everyone was actually taking part here instead of just being AFK on the map. Yeah, that's standard. It's just standard in Save the World, sadly. I wish they'd crack down a bit more. I mean, I should be grateful that they do kick people for being AFK now, but you have to be AFK for like 10 minutes for that to happen, so it very rarely happens, and I don't think there's any repercussions for it apart from just you get kicked from that one mission, so you don't get rewards. You know. I'll skip on those. They're not that fantastic weapons. Oh, this is ventures, isn't it? I didn't click in my head. I could probably craft some explosive ammo then, because that residue we're not going to really need it for much else, and we're not going to need to save it because it's ventures. You know, everything's going to reset at the end of the season, so we might as well use the stuff. So yeah, I didn't realise I forgot that we were in venture mode. Done that many missions in the normal areas, you know, the Stonewood. That, yeah, didn't realise. This guy literally just not shooting the enemies. Oof, I ain't gonna hurt that. Yeah, he's just waiting for me to deal with them. Just shoot them, man. What are you doing? God, sometimes I really hate the people. Look at that guy on the map. Can you see him over there? He's just sat still, and he's been sat still the entire time in a box. Yeah, we report people like that. Not that anything's going to ever happen. I don't think reporting people for being AFK ever does anything, because they don't care. It's someone that's potentially spending money on the game, so they're not gonna revoke their license to play it, are they? There's no chance. So, you know, that's why I ended up playing solo when I initially played on my main account, and I could definitely see it happening on this one as well. It might be harder, but at least I'm not giving someone else the rewards when they don't deserve it, because that stuff really triggers me. But yeah, that's the first mission done. Then we can move on to the Eliminate and Collect, which should be a bit easier, because I think the requirements for that mission are just kill 200 enemies, and then pick up 15 samples, which usually takes more than 200 enemies. But it depends. It's a bit RNG based, isn't it? But yeah, the storm comes in on the Eliminate and Collect, and there's a 10-minute timer instead of 20, so we should be quicker than this one. I don't actually know how long that took us. I wasn't paying attention in the end, and yeah, we've done the most damage by miles. I mean, if someone does no combat damage in the entire mission, they should not be getting any rewards at all. Oh, that stuff's stupid. Why are people able to get rewards when they don't do anything? Yeah, they should really crack down on that, but as I say, they don't really care about Save the World, sadly, so it'll never happen. Not unless they miraculously make billions from, you know, Save the World. Together, if we all spend $1 million each, maybe we can get there. Idea. Right, let's get in there then. Let's get to Eliminate and Collect. I'll go ahead and skip to when we're in there, because you don't need to watch me loading in. And we can go ahead and kill some more enemies with the Teddy build as well. Right, that was pretty quick. I probably could have just talked over that, but oh well. Yeah, now that we are in, you know, Plankton, getting to higher areas. Obviously, this is Ventures, but this is the sort of power level you get in Twine. That's why I say it. And I'm probably just going to only confuse myself even more, because I thought we were in Plankton earlier. But yeah, we have a modifier on this mission to make regular enemies into water enemies. So, our build, our Teddy, is now... Wow, that was clever, wasn't it? I wanted the chest. Our Teddy is now going to drop off heavily in effectiveness, because physical damage, which is what the regular Teddy deals, does 50% damage to elementals. So as we are shooting the frozen enemies with our Teddy, it's going to be doing far less damage. And that is why the best Teddy build is Cyclops' lead. Not only that, he gets the shock tower, which not a lot of other Outlanders get for some reason. I don't know why it's so rare. Obviously some get it as like a main, and then but yeah, it depends on the build. Like, there is shock tower specialist, which shockingly specializes in the shock tower, so he does like more damage with the shock tower, but that's a waste as a main hero, because if you're wanting a Teddy build, you want your commander plus perk to be around the Teddy. So yeah, Cyclops is the best Teddy hero to play as because yeah, you're not going to be dealing enough damage against the elementals. Now it's being forgiving on this because not many of these enemies have actually been ice so far. Probably because it's in plankton, it's sparing us a little bit. Whereas when you get into, you know, sort of canny twine, you see that literally all the enemies on the map are elementals. So you, yeah, as I say, you really need that. Wow, that did a number on me, didn't it? You really need the build and the energy damage from the Teddy, because that will just do so much more damage. I am getting absolutely wrecked, and I don't have anything to get my health back. We can place our Teddy. Hope he does bits. Well, that. Oh, and we're dead. We can revive ourselves though. It's fine. Yeah, it'd be nice if the team helped, because I actually came over here to help a teammate that was here, and he's just left. So that's nice. I did want that bird as well. Can we snipe it? No. Too late. I need to get this healer as well. She is making this a lot harder than it needs to be, but I was on the floor dying, so I couldn't really deal with it. And now we can snipe this guy in the face, and again, we hit the metal, and then we kill him.
Wish I could.
And everyone else is dead. That's why you stick together. Stick together, we'll come out on top. Ooh, we can finish our daily quest here actually. Let's put our Teddy down to deal with those enemies, and we can go standing here. There's our daily quest done. Some more X-ray llama tokens for that. Nice. Let's just run around as our Teddy does the bidding for us. There is also the modifier for when enemies die, they heal nearby allies. So that makes it a bit more difficult, because every time you kill someone, the enemies get health back. Which just in general makes it more difficult. Some modifiers are a bit more difficult to deal with than others. You know, it depends on the mission type and all that stuff. For example, in Encampments and Eliminate and Collect, the modifier where the heavy huskies drop bombs isn't really that much of a nuisance, because you can just dodge them, just run around. Whereas if you're in a main mission, them dying in your trap tunnels will mess up your trap tunnels. Like, it would just, your trap tunnels will get destroyed. I was actually talking to my fiance as well earlier about the healing nurses and healing, you know, enemies in video games in general. And I don't know, is it just me, or do I think they shouldn't be able to heal themselves? Heal nearby enemies, obviously, yeah, that's their main thing. But should they be able to heal themselves? I don't think so. Because it makes it so hard to kill them, especially when you get to like top level twine and stuff. They are so difficult to deal with, because you just can't output enough damage to overcome their own healing. Now, if that's the case for other enemies near them, that's fine, because, you know, the counter to that is you kill the healer. But if there's no counter to the healer healing themselves, because the counter is to kill the healer, but the problem is with killing, you know what I mean? I don't know. I know it's not impossible to kill them, and you can spam traps and shoot them at the same time, and it's difficult, but it's, you know, I don't feel like you should have to do that. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably just me who thinks that. So maybe I'll just put this bit out and keep it to myself. But no. Where's the reward for that guy? Did I pick it up? I don't know. Right, well, pretty much it. There's no need to show the last 4 minutes in this, because barely an enemy spawn. So I'll probably just end the video here. But we've done 2 missions, so it's been a decent haul. So I appreciate you being here and getting through the video with me. I would muchly appreciate as well a like, comment and subscribe. Always, if you can. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next video, and I appreciate you being here, so cheers very much.